Welcome, horror enthusiasts, to a spine-chilling journey through some of America's most terrifying true horror stories. From haunted houses to vengeful spirits, these tales of supernatural encounters and unsolved mysteries are sure to send shivers down your spine. Each story has been carefully researched and curated to give you the most compelling and eerie experience. So, turn off the lights, get comfortable, and prepare yourself for the top 10 true horror stories that have captured the American imagination. These are not just stories. They are real accounts that have haunted the lives of those who experienced them. Let's dive in and explore the darkness lurking within America's history. Before we begin our journey into these chilling tales, we'd like to provide a brief disclaimer. The Amityville Horror, America's most notorious haunted house. In November 1974, the peaceful town of Amityville, New York, was shattered by a gruesome crime. Ronald DeFeo Jr. brutally murdered his parents and 4 siblings as they slept in their home at 112 Ocean Avenue. The house stood vacant for 13 months until the Lutz family purchased it at a bargain price, unaware of the horrors that awaited them. Almost immediately, they began to experience bizarre and terrifying phenomena. George and Kathy Lutz reported hearing voices, strange noises, and seeing ghostly apparitions, including a demonic pig-like creature with glowing red eyes. Doors and windows opened and closed on their own, and the family's personalities began to change in disturbing ways. George Lutz would wake up at 3:15 a.m. every night, the exact time of the murders. After just 28 days, the Lutz family fled the house, leaving all their belongings behind. Their experiences were later documented in Jay Anson's book, The Amityville Horror, which became a bestseller and inspired a series of films. To this day, the Amityville house remains one of America's most infamous haunted locations, drawing skeptics and believers alike. The Winchester Mystery House, a home for spirits. The Winchester Mystery House in San Jose, California, is an architectural oddity with a haunting backstory. Sarah Winchester, the widow of firearm magnate William Wirt Winchester, inherited a vast fortune after his death. Consumed by grief and believing she was cursed by the spirits of those killed by Winchester rifles, Sarah sought the advice of a medium. The medium told her to move west and build a house for the spirits, instructing her that as long as construction continued, she would live. Sarah purchased an unfinished farmhouse in San Jose and began a continuous construction project that lasted 38 years until her death in 1922. The result is a sprawling, labyrinthine mansion with 160 rooms, staircases leading to nowhere, doors opening into walls, and windows overlooking other rooms. The bizarre design was meant to confuse the spirits that haunted Sarah. Today, the Winchester Mystery House is a popular tourist attraction, with many visitors and employees reporting ghostly encounters, unexplained footsteps, and the feeling of being watched. It stands as a testament to Sarah Winchester's fear and the lingering presence of those restless spirits. The Salem Witch Trials, Hysteria and Hauntings. The Salem Witch Trials of 1692 are one of the darkest chapters in American history, resulting in the execution of 20 people accused of witchcraft in Salem, Massachusetts. The hysteria began when a group of young girls in Salem Village claimed to be possessed by the devil and accused several local women of witchcraft. The ensuing trials and executions created a climate of fear and paranoia. Today, the town of Salem is synonymous with witchcraft and hauntings. Many of the sites associated with the trials, such as the Salem Witch House and the Old Burying Point Cemetery, are believed to be haunted by the spirits of the accused witches. Visitors and locals have reported ghostly apparitions, disembodied voices, and other paranormal activity in the area. The tragic history of the Salem Witch Trials continues to captivate and terrify, serving as a reminder of the dangers of mass hysteria and the supernatural. The Lizzy Bordon House, Murder and Mystery. In 1892, the quiet town of Fall River, Massachusetts, was rocked by the brutal murders of Andrew and Abby Bordon. Their daughter, Lizzy Bordon, was accused of the heinous crime, allegedly using a hatchet to kill her father and stepmother. Despite a highly publicized trial, Lizzy was acquitted due to lack of evidence. The Bordon house, now a bed and breakfast, is believed to be haunted by the spirits of the murdered Bordons. Guests have reported hearing disembodied voices, footsteps, and the sounds of a woman weeping. Some have even claimed to see apparitions of Lizzy and her parents. The case remains one of America's most famous unsolved mysteries, and the Bordon house continues to draw those fascinated by the macabre and the supernatural. Eastern State Penitentiary, Ghosts of Inmates Past. Eastern State Penitentiary in Philadelphia is one of the most haunted prisons in America. Built in 1829, it was designed to reform inmates through solitary confinement. The harsh conditions and isolation drove many prisoners to madness. The prison housed notorious criminals like Al Capone and bank robber Willie Sutton. After it was abandoned in 1971, the prison became a hotspot for paranormal activity. Visitors and staff have reported ghostly apparitions, eerie sounds, and a pervasive feeling of being watched. The most famous ghost story involves Cell Block 12, where disembodied laughter, shadowy figures, and ghostly whispers are commonly experienced. Eastern State Penitentiary now operates as a museum and haunted attraction, offering ghost tours and paranormal investigations. The Stanley Hotel, inspiration for The Shining. The Stanley Hotel in Estes Park, Colorado, is famous for inspiring Stephen King's horror novel The Shining. Opened in 1909 by freelance Oscar Stanley, the hotel has a long history of paranormal activity. Guests and staff report seeing ghostly apparitions, including Stanley himself and his wife, Flora. Room 217, where King stayed, is particularly notorious for its hauntings. Visitors have experienced unexplained noises, moving objects, and the feeling of being touched by unseen hands. The hotel's concert hall is another hotspot for paranormal activity, with reports of a ghostly pianist and shadowy figures. The Stanley Hotel embraces its haunted reputation, offering ghost tours and overnight stays for those brave enough to encounter its spectral residents. The Villisca Axe Murder House, Unsolved Murders and Hauntings. In June 1912, the small town of Villisca, Iowa, was horrified by the brutal murder of 8 people, including 6 children, in the Moore family home. The victims were bludgeoned to death with an axe, and the crime remains unsolved to this day. The house, now known as the Villisca Axe Murder House, is believed to be haunted by the spirits of the victims. Visitors and paranormal investigators have reported seeing ghostly children, hearing disembodied voices, and experiencing cold spots and unexplained noises. The house has become a popular destination for those seeking to uncover the truth behind the murders and encounter the restless spirits that still linger. Waverly Hills Sanatorium, a haven for ghosts. Waverly Hills Sanatorium in Louisville, Kentucky, was built in 1910 as a tuberculosis hospital. During the height of the tuberculosis epidemic, thousands of patients died within its walls. The sanatorium is now known for its intense paranormal activity, with reports of ghostly apparitions, shadow figures, and unexplained noises. The 5th floor, particularly room 502, is infamous for its hauntings. Legend has it that a nurse hanged herself in this room, and her spirit continues to haunt the area. The Body Chute, a tunnel used to transport deceased patients, is another hotspot for ghostly encounters. Waverly Hills Sanatorium offers guided tours and paranormal investigations, attracting ghost hunters and thrill seekers from around the world. The Haunting of St. Augustine Lighthouse, Ghosts of the Keeper's Daughters. St. Augustine Lighthouse in Florida, built in 1874, is not only an iconic landmark, but also one of the most haunted locations in the United States. The most famous ghosts are the daughters of Hezekiah Pittee, who was the lighthouse keeper in the late 1800s. According to local legend, the 2 girls, Mary and Eliza, were playing on a cart used for carrying materials up and down the construction site. Tragically, the cart broke loose, and the girls drowned in the ocean. Since their untimely deaths, visitors and staff have reported numerous paranormal activities. Many claim to hear the sounds of children laughing and playing near the lighthouse. Others have seen apparitions of the girls in old-fashioned clothing. There have also been reports of disembodied footsteps, shadows moving up the stairs, and the strong smell of cigar smoke, which is believed to come from one of the former keepers. Paranormal investigators have captured chilling evidence, including EVP, electronic voice phenomena, recordings, and photographs of mysterious figures. The Haunted Queen Mary, Ghosts of the Grand Ocean Liner. The RMS Queen Mary, permanently docked in Long Beach, California, is a retired British ocean liner known for its Art Deco design and luxurious accommodations. However, it is also infamous for its numerous ghostly encounters. During its time as an active liner from 1936 to 1967, and later as a troop ship during World War II, the Queen Mary saw its share of deaths and tragic incidents. One of the most well-known spirits is that of a young sailor who died in the ship's engine room. Visitors have reported seeing his ghost, hearing his screams, and feeling cold spots in the area. Another famous ghost is that of a young girl named Jackie, who supposedly drowned in the ship's pool. Many guests have heard her laughing, splashing, and calling for her mother near the pool area, even though the pool has been dry for decades. Additionally, the ship's first-class suites and hallways are often said to be haunted by the ghost of a woman in a white evening gown. Numerous reports of footsteps, ghostly figures, and inexplicable temperature drops have been documented by paranormal investigators. The Queen Mary offers ghost tours, attracting thousands of visitors eager to experience its haunted history firsthand. Thank you for joining us on this journey through some of America's most chilling true horror stories. From haunted houses to vengeful spirits, these tales remind us that sometimes the scariest things are not just stories, but real events that have left a permanent mark on history. We hope you've enjoyed this exploration into the darker side of the American experience. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with fellow horror enthusiasts. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update on news stories that will send shivers down your spine. If you have any suggestions or personal experiences you'd like to share, leave a comment below. We love hearing from our viewers and might even feature your story in a future video. Until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and remember, sometimes the truth is stranger and more terrifying than fiction. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.